performer, next roaster, and we have Eric Johnson from HillTromper.
Thanks, Matthew. I brought notes. I didn't think we were supposed to be nice.
I couldn't.
You're cheating, man.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Okay, well, you got it out of the way. I don't
out of the
have to. I don't have to deal with it, so that's fine. That works. How's my hair? My hair okay?
Yeah, lovely.
Okay. Yeah. So I think Matthew invited me here tonight because I'm like Ted's opposite. Not just obvious looks department, but Ted is he's a stylish guy. He's a flashy guy. He really just doesn't care what people think. He's a little bit maybe he's a little bit arrogant sometimes. I mean, Ted can be rude sometimes. Obviously conceited. Sort of on the surface, Ted can be just a complete dick. But whereas, I have this sort of personality as like Mr. Nice Guy. I'm Mr. Friendly. I've always got a big smile on my face. I'm a good listener. And if any of you think that about me, it's because we've socialized, and if we've been socializing, I've been drinking. And when I'm drinking, I'm kind of awesome. But when I'm sober and when I'm caffeinated, my true self comes out, and I really can be kind of a petty little asshole. And Matthew knows this because we work together, and I think that's why he invited me here tonight. So when I first met Ted, it was at the TechRaising in the spring or the fall of 2012. And if you've been to TechRaising, it's like Coachella for geeks. It's a weekend-long hackathon. Margaret wouldn't want me to call it a hackathon, but that's basically what it is. It's a hackathon. And unlike Coachella, nobody goes to TechRaising because they're cool or attractive. Anybody walking past the Cruz and looking in that big window and wondering what's going on in there, they would be able to figure it out just by the people that are in there because, it's nerds. It's like there's clusters of men, each surrounding one female. You've got the big guys with the bald spot in the ponytail. You've got the 20-year-olds whose voices haven't changed yet. You've got Santa Cruz's entire Asian community is there. And Ted is there. So it was my first introduction to the tech community in Santa Cruz that has now embraced me, thank God. But I was looking at Ted and I was thinking, it was unusual. And one thing I noticed, he was wearing a hat, and it had a picture of a rooster on it, and underneath it said the word cock. And I thought, wow, that guy's really something. And then he took the hat off. and I was really amazed. So I'm like, who is this guy? Is he a rock star? Is he a junkie? Is he a poser? And then I thought, wait a minute, is that Ian Bell? Ian got it. So Ted's there, and he's got his camera, and he's not being shy. Everybody's kind of sitting around, and Ted's, he's click, click, and he's click, click, except for it's silent because he's rocking a Leica. And that's so cool that you don't even know what I'm talking about. That's how cool that camera is. And so then we all pitched, and Ted made this pitch, and he talked about doing this thing he was calling Impact 831. And that was he was going to document all the cool upcoming or upstart businesses in Santa Cruz. So like Verve, Stripe, Verve, Cameron Marks, Fuse Architects, Verve, El Salchichero, and Verve. And it was just the places that Ted thinks are cool. And actually, I was really interested, and I'm a journalist, and I thought, and TechRaising is all about collaborating, and I thought, I may work with that guy. And then, poof, he was gone. Saturday, no Ted. Sunday, no Ted. Never saw him again for 6 months until Matthew called and suggested that we, at the next TechRaising, create a magazine in 48 hours. So we would show up on Friday, do a bunch of reporting, take a bunch of pictures, write the thing, edit it. Ted and his team would put it together and have it for sale Sunday. And I thought, that's fucking crazy. So yeah, let's do it. And then he said, I think I can get Ted Holladay. And I thought, why? You know, the guy's a no-show. So then I went to the the Impact 831 website, and it was exactly what Ted said he was going to do. It was these incredible photographs of all these cool businesses, and I thought, yeah, let's definitely do this. So, long story short, I got to spend a lot of time with Ted over the next several months, and we published, with Matthew's help and a bunch of other people who are here, Julia is here, we published 2 issues of Instant Magazine. And what else? Oh, we did a crowdsourced photo essay at the MA. We hung out with Zay Frank at the MA. It was a bunch of really cool stuff. I got to point out that on the 2 covers of Instant Magazine, both of which Ted created amazing photographs for, we predicted the 2 biggest tech successes in the past year in Santa Cruz, because we had Lloyd Tabb from Looker on the first issue, and we had Saul Lippman from Tomfoolery on the second. So you're welcome. Thanks for your patience. Oh yeah, so in doing this, I got to spend a bunch of time at Studio Holladay, and I got to know a little bit about this man. And one thing about Ted, and coming from me, this is really something, is that he is really vulgar. Ted's sense of humor is really, it's just dirty. I mean, you know, the way he related to Conrad and Eric, to his guys, it was, I mean, he would describe in detail. Kids, he would describe in detail kind of the sex acts he had planned for them. I mean, it was funny, but it was kind of outrageous. And I thought, well, you know, he must just be a good, because they're just rolling with it. And I thought, well, he must just be a great boss. It's like maybe he gives them lots of artistic freedom, and you know, he's teaching them lots about design, and so that, you know. And then I realized, no, I know what it is. He pays them. You're like, I thought you liked it. So, some of you will remember when Ted had a company in an office and he lived in a house. And then he moved into the studio and he lived in a loft. And now he lives in a Winnebago. Or an Airstream. I'm sure that's a very important distinction. He lives in an Airstream. Who saw the Super Bowl pictures that he posted on Facebook? Anybody see them? It was, you know, so Ted's posting these photographs through the window of the Winnebago of the Airstream. You know, he's got a big screen TV there, and it's the Super Bowl, and everybody was like, "That is so awesome! That's so cool!" A million, you know, comments on Facebook, and I was like, "He lives in a trailer down by the river." And I guess when you look like that, anything you do is cool. And I don't know if you know that Ted is now, you know, he's going to downsize again. So this summer we're going to see pictures of Ted and Carolyn and the kids in a backpacking tent, you know, with a, you know, watching Smith videos on an iPhone. Everybody's going to be like, "That's the best." So they're like, "Hey, that kind of sounds like fun." But here was the other thing about the studio, and I got to hang out there a little bit, and you know, in the upstairs, in the loft, Ted just lived in a tiny part of that. You know, a big chunk of it was actually wardrobe. It was his closet, and in fact, that's why he moved into the trailer, because it's like he just can't stop shopping, and he needed more room for his clothes. The other thing that was in there, and at first I didn't know what it was. It was kind of this contrast. So it's this little room, and there's shelves and shelves with these cylinders, and then there's contraption in the middle. And I couldn't figure out what this thing is until I remembered back in the 80s it was gravity boots. And the cylinders were all hairspray, and I got to see it in action. You know, Ted gets in the thing and flips upside down, and Conrad and Eric are just... And then he flips back up, and whoom! So that's the secret. So this is the last thing. This is the second to last thing.
That was the last picture.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. So some of you may have been shocked to see today in the Sentinel that Ted went to divinity school. And did anybody see that in the Sentinel, the story about him? And Ted's father went to divinity school. His grandfather went to divinity school. His brothers are preachers or ministers. And you may think Ted really kind of fell far from, his roots. But the fact is, I think, he just kind of turned in a different direction. Because and the reason I know this, there was this beautiful art piece that he had created, and it's an anchor. Ted's a sailor, so that's some significance to that. And underneath it said, "It takes strength to be gentle and kind." And I thought I recognized that, and I Googled it. Can you hear that? No? Gentle and kind, it's over, it's over. Yeah, so, and I saw in the, I got two little show and tell things here. One is this is a bumper sticker that Ted had on the Land Rover. I don't know if you can see it, or if you can recognize. If you can't recognize, he also has a painting hanging on the wall in the studio. Can you guys see that? So it's just, Ted's still a believer. He's just found a new savior. So seeing the bumper sticker reminded me, I'm going to make some bumper stickers up for y'all, and I'm going to have these for sale after the event. So thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, Eric.